J-Dog back at 6 a.m., goddammit, to finish up some fucking goddamn questions. Questions on the last video that I left off on. Saw a couple more in there, then we'll bust in the next fucking video, Raw Dogs. This one we're on still one of the greatest 7 inches of all time. And the reason I stayed on this fucking video, because I saw it really, like, literally right after the ones I answered last, and thought it had to be fucking, that was definitely a worthy question. And it's from Devil's Cheeseburger. Never seen you in the comments, brah. J-God. I think this guy might be fucking ripping on me a little bit. Tell me what you think, Devils. Is he ripping on me, or is he fucking, or is he, for real? J-God, your taste in music is good. How do you explain liking some jabroni bands like Toxic Holocaust and Marduk and Dark Funeral? That stuff is like kryptonite to most metalheads. I know. Keep it tight. So, yeah, why the jabroni? Like, how are they jabroni bands? I don't understand. Like, Marduk, Panzer Division Marduk, that's a turd. I mean, Dark Funeral, fucking Diabol Centurium, Vobok Satanas, Secrets of the Black Arts, it's just garbage. So maybe you don't, then be like, okay, well, maybe he just doesn't like extreme black metal. Fair enough. Toxic Holocaust, thrash band, they suck too. I mean, who the fuck do you like then? I mean, maybe you just like death metal then. Fair enough, Rob, but I don't know why they're jabroni bands. For example, I'm not the biggest fucking fan of, let's just say 200 Stab Wounds again. They're popping my mics are a popular band. I don't think they're a jabroni band though. Just like, I don't know, modern death metal band. Thought it was okay. Definitely kind of overhyped and fucking overrated at the moment. Didn't think it was anything special to blow up over fucking, Faith Extractor, Shed the Skin or anything like that. Personally, I think those bands should be more popular. But I wouldn't go as far as calling them jabronis. Well, whatever you're into, man. Go, man, goddammit. Great video, man. Any thoughts on how the internet changed extreme music? I wasn't around before the internet, so I'd like to know your thoughts. I mean, it's changed it for everything. Yeah, I mean, not just music, just everything. But as far as extreme music, how it's changed it, easier access. So as far as like the general community knows what death metal is more now than they did, let's say, even just 20 years ago, early 2000s, because they stumbled across a YouTube video, something like that, it was popped up in their face, and if they like, this fucking sucks, they at least heard it and they now know what it is, as opposed to, yeah, even 20 years ago, when I was a teenager and shit, there was times you would mention death metal, very often. The average person didn't even know what that was. Death metal, what's death metal? Like, how is that different than heavy metal? Now you mention death metal, now they might be thinking the deathcore and shit, not some of the stuff that I'm absolutely fucking can't stand, but they have some type of image that pops in their mind, as opposed to before they had no fucking idea. So, good things and bad things. As far as a good thing, well, for someone like myself, as a business thing, well, it means more eyeballs, so brings more fans, and true fans and fake fans, poser fans. But hey, if they're going to spend money and shit, I mean, that's for a business, and then it's good for that. It's annoying for the fan part of me. It's annoying just because you get a lot of fucking just fakes and posers coming in, which it's kind of like, grown man, 37-year-old J-Dog kind of doesn't really give a shit anymore. It's just whatever. I just do my own thing. Whatever anyone else wants to do, they can do it. But there's still a part where you see him at a show, you're just rolling your eyes. Just, what the fuck's this clown doing here? He ain't going to be here 5 years from now, but whatever. So there's that annoying part of it. So definitely that. And a lot more Cavalt type shit going on where guys pretend to be like, yeah, I know that demo. I know this and that. And it's like, no, you have the YouTube link. You don't own it. So it's kind of like, you kind of don't get to call the shots on shit unless you own a physical copy, in my opinion. Or at least had a physical copy at one time or something. Not just because you checked it out on YouTube. Because my grandma could do that. You know what I mean? That doesn't count. Like, you know what I mean? So there's a lot of guys that do that. Like, look at all my fucking Cavalt black metal demos and all my fucking, look at this. I got a lot of late 80s demos. Look at this obscure album I've known for years, but yet they just found out about it yesterday. Just because it's just a fucking YouTube link. Anyone can do that. So kind of like up in their cool card, which kind of like, at the end of the day, no one really gives a fuck anyways. It doesn't make you cool, but whatever. But just playing it off like they've been in this for so goddamn long. And it's like, no, you haven't. You know what I mean? So there's that too. So change it. But whatever. It is what it is. So Mushroom Leg. He's not liking some of the questions. He's like, the Mushroom Leg says, I see bodybuilding questions, so I'm going to grab my blankie and pillow. Hey, bro, more like grab your fucking dumbbells and fucking protein shake and get on board. You'll fucking love it. Get jacked and fucking stacked. You won't regret it. Every person I know wants to be fucking have muscle and be at least lean with a six-pack abs. And if they tell you they don't, they're full of fucking shit, because everybody does. Everybody grew up, as a kid, looking at whether it be fucking He-Man dolls or comic book characters or, flexing their muscles at 5, 6 years old. Deep down, everybody wants it. Even women, when they look at shit like Wonder Woman and stuff like that, they all want to look like that. I want a nice fucking ass with good legs. They all want it. They just don't want to do the work to do it. So that's what I love about bodybuilding too, is like it's deep down, everybody wants it. Everyone at least wants a six-pack and shit like that. But you got to come into this motherfucking world to do it. And are you willing to do it or you're not willing to do it? And either way, it's cool. But it's like, that's what's kind of like awesome about it in a sense. But everybody's like, oh, I don't like muscles. I don't like that bullshit. Nobody likes being a fucking fat ass. So you want it. You just don't want to do the work. So, yeah, bodybuilding's the best thing on earth, brah. As far as activities to partake in. So, yeah, grab your dumbbells and fucking protein shake instead. The Blanky and Pilly. Layla Lover 90. What are some of the worst metal band names, including bands you like, but you think the names are stupid? The first one that pops in my mind every single time, and I'm not going to play that Vault guy like I've been in them for 20 years, goddammit, is we got the CDs. I've been in them for about 3 years, maybe 4 years, something like that. But first band pops in my mind that I do like, the stupidest fucking name on earth, is Summertime Daisies. And I think it was Vic Records or maybe Dark Symphonies or maybe Momentum or one of those labels. They put out a discography disc. I think they did Summertime Daisies of the early 90s. They did one or two demos and a full length, I believe, or maybe a 7-inch too, but it's all on one CD, and that's what I own. And it's like suffocation style death metal, and just with good catchy songs. I'm like, this is fucking great. The only reason I checked it out was I saw the name. The logo looks death metal, and I saw a 91 demo, and I was looking at it, and it said, brutal death metal. So I was like, what the fuck with this name? So I checked it out for that. I was like, this is fucking awesome. Also, then, there's other stupid names, like, for example, A Job for a Cowboy, but I don't even know if I've ever officially listened to them, but it's one of those bands I don't even want to like, and I have a pretty good idea. It's kind of more that modern, trendy fucking metal. I could be wrong. I remember always just, when I first saw that title when it first came out in the early 2000s, I'm like, what the fuck is that? Dumbest shit I've ever fucking heard. But from what I understand, I've been told what they're like. I don't think I would like them. Could be wrong. Never listened to them. But that's a horrifically bad name. Ricky Jones, J-Dog, why don't you have any facial hair, man? You ever grow it out? It's funny. I actually have a little bit of a saying on that. I think facial hair is for guys 40 and up. If you're under that age, I don't know why you'd want to have facial hair. That's always because it just makes you. The reason being is, like, for myself, like I already look probably older than I already am. I'm trying to look younger. I'm not trying to look older. But it's like the reason I say 40 and up, because a lot of like the 18-year-old kids and boys, the reason they have it is because they look like a fucking little kid still without it. So they're trying to man up a little bit more. It's like, no, you're still just 18 and 140 pounds and just not very manly. So they're just using that to kind of man up. But when I think of like facial hair to beards, to me it's like 40 because you're kind of a grown ass fucking man, been around the block. You've already passed your 20s and 30s, officially in your adult years. Probably have a couple kids under your belt who are pretty much grown up at this point. And in a sense too, as you get older too, it kind of represents wisdom. When I think of beards, I think of like a wizard. You know what I mean? Like a big long beard is a really wise old man. That's what I think. I know a lot of guys are pissed because most metalheads have facial hair, but that's how I always looked at it as a kid. So I was like, I just never wanted it. You know what I mean? And then, but as far as now too, even more why I don't want it is because I'm trying to look younger, not fucking older. I'm looking old as fuck. So, and I'm fully aware of that. So you don't need to point the fuck out. But that's the reason I personally don't have facial hair. Next goddamn video, because that was the very last question on the video. This one has the least amount of views. We'll see what type of questions are on here. It's my Nick Trigilli says no BP meds for bodybuilders. What the fuck? Only 490 views, so it's definitely low because pretty much every video I do at this point, some take about just over a day, but usually within the first 24 hours it has at least 600 views. Some will still be straggling in the 500s, and by 2 days it'll be in the 600s. But this one's 11 days ago, and it's still at 490 views, but with 41 comments. So definitely low-liked video. And guys like who the guy that we said before, I grabbed the Blanky and Pilly, he definitely doesn't like these type of videos at all. Which is understandable. That's cool. But like I said, I just kind of like, Actually, to be honest with you, videos like that I really like because it's kind of, maybe because it's different instead of just answering a bunch of questions. And I did remember seeing in there some for example but I remember them saying in there a couple guys because when the day went up, is guys said you need to do more kind of like videos like this where you're doing just not anything, calling things out or commentary. And that's actually my question to you guys. Actually, when I got to this video, that was a question. If you guys have any ideas, like for videos like, hey J Dog, want you to call such and such out or give your opinion about this, just send me the YouTube link and I'll watch it and I'll give my opinion out. Now I don't know how to do the flashy screen thing to where you watch it. Send it to me and I'll say, just like I did with the Nectar Jelly thing. Maybe I'll listen to a couple quotes on my phone, but watch the video in full beforehand and then give my oversight, my opinion on it. Again, something that I might have something to say. If it's just some guy, this guy says fucking Pantera is awesome, and it's down in the metal scene, well, I think the guy's just a doorknob. That's what I fucking think. Other than I don't have much to say about him. But yeah, I'd be totally into like kind of like so they'd be kind of reaction videos in a sense, but half-ass reactions, half-ass style as far as my technology systems over here is set up. So I do remember seeing that. But anyways, let's see what the fuck kind of questions we got in here. This will probably finish around 11 minutes, but I'll probably knock out this whole video because like I said, there wasn't much in here. Joe Dinkins, I hope he starts reacting to shit. It would be awesome. Got a question for you. Don't mind. Who are your favorite USBM black metals? US black metal bands? Favorites. Probably in no particular order. Summon, Pre-Summon Masochist, Profanatica are the US ones. Favorites. Those are the ones coming to my mind. Who am I forgetting? I'll throw something that nobody else fucking knows that I really like. Used to be a Cleveland band. I just bumped them in Love and Creation. The drummer, Joe, bumped them at the show the other day. I haven't seen them in years. Is especially their first demo, band called is a Cleveland band here called Black Trinity. Their demo was a 3-song demo. I thought that was great. Really good black metal. And then their second demo, Devil Worship, is really good as well. Not as good as the first demo, in my opinion. The first demo was fucking great. It just came out on a CDR. That's what I have. And it has a kind of like a pro printed, I guess call it pro printed interlay, which is some trees and a logo. That's what Joe handed me back in fucking. He handed it to me at a grave. I'm almost positive it was the grave show at fucking the Agora. I could be wrong on the show, but I think it was at Grave at the Agora and early 2000s, maybe 2001 is when I got that. Loved it to this day. 3-song demo. Second demo I thought was good, not as good. And then I think after that, then they did a full length CD, and it's been years since I listened to it. But I remember not liking the album. But, so I'll throw that in because nobody knows it. Black Trinity demo from fucking Cleveland, Ohio. Layla Lover 90. Have you ever been told by a friend / acquaintance that you got them unto metal? Like, you mean into metal? Yeah, there you go. I know we're next to each other on the keyboard, so you meant into metal. Maybe someone at the gym who always sees you wearing metal band shirts. I don't think anyone's ever told me I got them into metal, but I remember one time at the gym, somebody asked me, younger buck, of course you listen to metal, dude, right? And I was wearing a Possessed Seven Churches shirt, and he was asking, like, talking about metal, and he's telling me stuff that he likes or whatever. I was like, yeah, I don't even know what any of that stuff is, man. I was like, I'm assuming those are newer bands or whatever. They sound like deathcore bands, just like that. Nothing I ever heard of. And I was like, yeah, I most like death metal. So yeah, I like death metal or whatever. It's like, yeah, so who's that straight wear? I was like, well, dude, if you don't know Possessed, you definitely don't know fucking death metals, because whether you like them or not, I was like, this is considered like the first death metal album in existence. And if you're not, I mean, you should at least know who it is. If you don't, you're not into death metal. I mean, come on, you're just not. Honestly, kind of mean if you don't. Almost, because I hate being that you have to like something, but kind of if you don't like Seven Churches too, you're kind of not in death metal. But Younger Devils just getting into that and say go back to it. They think it's a little boring. Fine, I get it. But don't know who it is. Don't know Seven Churches. Never heard of it. I mean, you're not in death metal. I'm sorry, you're just not. It's got that now. But he kept in mind that I point blank told him, I was like, yeah, dude, if you don't know what this is, you're straight up just you're a total like you're just hearing about this for the first time. Don't know what death metal is. Great place to start. So I was like, yeah, look that up. Possessed Seven Churches. Start there. Yeah, I'll do that. Of course, I mean, I've never seen him again. I'm sure he didn't. But that was years ago. So did I get him into it? I doubt it. I haven't seen him since. He wasn't running back to the gym to come find me out. I'm like, hey man, I checked it out. It was fucking great. Changed my life. After that, I picked up Massacre, then fucking death, then Cannibal Corpse, then Deicide. That didn't happen. So, don't think I got anybody into it, but maybe on this channel I did. Who knows? Let me know, devils. You get anybody into death metal? Matt the Butcher, J-Dog, what are your thoughts on the Deicide album In Torment and Hell? I don't get the hate and disgust for this album. I don't think it's one of the best Deicide albums, but I definitely do not think it's a bad album at all. I really enjoy it. I agree. It's a half-ass album. You can tell they're trying to crank it out, but it's pretty catchy and shit. I like it. Yeah. I remember when it first came out, everybody fucking hated it. I remember I remember Brian Baxter ripping on it and shit, and just everybody hated it. And I remember here I was like, it is half-ass. Like, I was like, but it still is like, I mean, fuck, it's better than what Tiamat ended up doing and shit. It's better than what fucking Beharit went on to go and do. It's better than, even though I did like, Carcass Swan Song and shit, it was more acceptable. Like, it wasn't like, at least Glenn's still growing, there's blast beats, it's down tuned, still singing about anti-JC. I mean, it's in the roots of what they're doing. You could just tell it's, let's write up some quick songs, not much thought into them to get an album done for a label. And that they fully admit that's what it is. But, again, it's still better than, like I said, Tiamat, I mean, what the fuck? Some of that later shit, oh my god. Some of those albums I didn't even know they existed until they got reissued and they came in through Hells. I'm literally looking at it appalled, like what the guys look like and the fucking cover art and shit. And I'm like, I don't even fucking want to like this. I feel like I'm getting butt raped looking at it. So yeah, I mean, they didn't do that. So it's like, but nobody calls that shit out. Nobody. But in Torment and Hell, total fucking turd. Again, but if somebody's like, yeah, I thought that album was boring or half-assed, yeah, I get it. I get where you're coming from. Smoke's fucking later Tiamat, though. That's for goddamn fucking sure. Robert Hampton, we need more workout talk for sure. I agree, but some of the devils don't like it. And but yeah, put the questions and we'll talk about it. Could you talk a little bit about nutrition and what your thoughts are on creatine? I mean, nutrition talk, man, that could be fucking hours long. What do you want to know? General rule of thumb is if you have nowhere to start and you're trying to build muscle, stay lean, 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. So do the math. If you weigh 200 pounds, start with you need 200 grams of protein per pound of body weight, spaced up in 5 meals a day. You only need 5 meals, by the way, guys. 5 is the most optimal. Anything more than that, there's no additional benefit. There's all studies on this shit too. 5 is all you need. Anything less than that is suboptimal. Now, if you get 4 and shit like that, and you're still getting the same amount of calories, protein shit, it's not that much of a difference. It's not the end of the fucking world. But if you want perfect optimal, 5. Anything more than that you can do. If you want to do 6 meals, 7 meals, that's fine, but you're not getting any more additional benefit. Anyway, so spaced out 5 meals a day, 200 grams of protein. So 40 grams, if you say 200 pounds, you need 200 grams of protein, 5 meals a day, that's 40 fucking grams of protein per meal. Carbs start the same. See, because everybody's carbs. You might need a shitload of carbs. You might need a low amount of carbs. Depends how carb sensitive you are. Depends how easily you get fat. Depends how insulin resistant, insulin sensitive you are, all that. Start off with 200 grams of carbs a day, 40 grams of carbs per meal. So same as protein. And then start off with half a gram of fat per pound of body weight. 200 pounds, 100 grams of fat. Start there, divide it. So 100 divided by fucking 5, that's 20 grams of fat. Start there per meal. See what happens. Adjust. If you're losing weight, you want to continue to lose weight, stay on that. Add cardio. If you want to gain weight and you're not gaining any weight, add to that. Just add, preferably keep the protein where it is. Maybe bump the fats up a tad, and you can just keep adding carbs. Add about 25 grams per every meal, so you start gaining fucking weight. As far as creatine, that's a great supplement. I take it year round. It's also everyone thinks it's just a muscle supplement. It actually has tons of fucking health benefits that people are completely unaware of. Bring it up. I think every person on Earth should take it, just because like I said, it has tons of health benefits that people are completely unaware of. It's just not marketed as that because it has performance benefits, but it's way overstuck. Like when you read like a lot of the supplement companies selling, they make it sound like it's fucking like steroid like fucking games. Like your bench is going to go up 40 pounds in a month. No, it's not. What the fuck? That's not going to happen. Hell, I know people that fucking take steroids and their bench doesn't go up 40 pounds in a fucking month. That damn sure ain't happening on creatine, but it's a useful supplement. It's creatine monohydrate. You get a fucking tub. It's cheap as fuck. Like I get a tub for like $15 and it lasts, oh my God, like fucking 3 months. I mean, it's like super cheap. So just do 5 grams a day, good to go. So dirt cheap, and it's got tons of benefits. So yeah, I recommend it. Adam Schnellback, thoughts on Merciful Fate 9? I love it. I think it sounds like King Diamond and company took acid before recording. I love it. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Merciful Fate 9, and that's it's kind of an not only have I been a big fan of that album since it first came out, because I picked it up very, very right around the time when it first came out. It would have been 14. That's also the tour I seen Merciful Fate on. That's the only time I saw Merciful Fate was for that. and they played here in Cleveland at the Agora, and I was at that fucking show. So saw them on that tour. Last album they did, I was a huge fucking fan of it. So big fan of Merciful Fate 9. If you don't have it, you never heard it, you're missing out in my book. Human Brisket, morning J-Dog. In regards to health stuff, what about things to preserve your brain? I heard exercise and is one thing good for the mind, but what food? I heard sugar causes dementia. As for blood pressure, is it true if you drink a glass of water that will bring it down? So my expertise is definitely not on brain chemistry stuff, but I do know a little bit. I will say this. Does sugar cause dementia? I mean, I have heard that. I would say, based on everything I know and read, it does if you're taking an excessive amount and you're in a caloric surplus on a regular basis, which basically any fat ass you see walking around is what they're doing. So meaning, regardless, let's say you have sugar every day. Let's say you have 40 grams of sugar a day, which is not a ton, but it's not a low amount either. But let's say your total calories for the day are a deficit. So you burn 2,500 calories a day, right? And that particular person, they just so happen to burn that, whatever activity they're doing, but they're only eating 2,200 calories. That person, from everything I know, that the sugar will not cause dementia in that case because he's in a caloric deficit. So basically, high sugar in a caloric surplus, meaning if his maintenance calories is 2,500 calories, and let's say he's eating 3,000 calories every day for days, weeks, months, years on end, and his sugar content's high with that, then yes, I can see that. No, you're definitely going to get fucking fat. That's for sure. But can that also fuck up the brain and dementia? Like I said, it's definitely probable. And as far as if it's drink a glass of water, will that bring down your blood pressure? You tell me, bro. What does that sound like to me? Why would a direct glass of water bring down your blood pressure? Maybe 1 point. I mean, but if that's the case, why would anyone need a blood pressure medication? Just drink a cold glass of water. And if nothing else, if you're super curious, do this. Get a blood pressure cuff, whichever one's going to have it. Take your blood pressure, boom, put it on your arm, sit there, boom, take it. Okay, cool. What's your number? Write it down. Go guzzle down a big glass of fucking cold water. Set it down. You take your blood pressure, see what's at. Fucking thing ain't gonna move. And if it does, like I said, if it moves 1, 2, 3 points, okay, it's gonna change in another 3, 4, 5 minutes. And so to do anything, it's not acute blood pressure that fucks you up. It's chronic. Meaning if your blood pressure is acutely high, for example, when you're working out, your blood pressure's through the fucking roof. So technically that's unhealthy, but you're only training for an hour or so. It's when it's chronically high for chronic times that's going to fuck you up. It's going to destroy your kidneys. It's going to cripple basically all your organs. And it's going to fuck your heart up. So, last goddamn question will make it here, if there is one. Yeah, it's kind of a quickie here then, and it's from Elvis God. Is Necrofilth or Scum Ripper going to put a new album anytime soon? I'm not sure. Nothing's been brought up. I like both bands, and I see Zach ever since he moved out. Where is he out? In fucking Colorado, I think he is. Because he used to be a Cleveland guy. I've talked to him once since he moved out there, and I think it was for our fest actually. I think because Necrofilth played and they flew out here, they played it. But since then, other than that, I used to see him at shows all the time and shit. And I don't know. Usually when we set up deals and stuff, he just emails Chase, and I haven't heard anything ever since the last time we did. Because that's been fucked. I mean, the Worm Ritual, that's been 4 years now, something like that. It's been a while now, so he's definitely due for one. I know he's definitely had. I don't know if he's still having the same health problems. I know he definitely had health problems, which I don't want to talk too much in it because number one, I don't know a whole lot about it. Number two, it's personal business. I don't know if he wants that out there or not. I don't know if it's public. I don't know public knowledge or not, but I don't want to put out somebody's personal shit if he doesn't want it out there. And like I said, again, I don't know a whole hell of a lot about it other than he had. But I do know he did have health problems. Are they resolved yet or not? I have no idea. And like pretty serious health problems too, from what I saw and heard. So that could be that problem. And then Scum Ripper, I haven't heard anything either. But I really liked the 7-inch and the 12-inch that we did, and even that one, that's been a few years now too. So they're due for one, but I haven't heard anything. So unless fucking Chase sold it out on me on audio or something, but nothing's been said. And so like coming out, like, and if it is, it's not like soon, like next 2 months or anything like that. Definitely nothing like that. So I would for sure know about it then. But so in that time frame, no. But by next year or something, possible. I mean, we definitely would be into working with them. So it's not like not against working with them or anything. So yeah, that's it for this one, Devils. You know what to do. Questions, comments, concerns, leave them in the goddamn fucking video in the comment section, and I'll get them answered bright and early, 6 a.m. in the morning, and I'll see you then. Later.